Hey, Jackets fans and all other NHL fans out there. This is One and Gold Under. Also, one important announcement before I get to today's video. I have changed my tag name from hashtag Zach Attack to hashtag We Are the Fifth Line. I know that's the Blue Jackets catchphrase, but I wanted to adopt it as mine as well. So I just wanted to put that out there. Also, I'm repping both Ohio and hockey teams with the Monsters and the Blue Jackets. Quick Monsters update. See, Cleveland Monsters. Let's see, schedule. Tonight let's see, do the Monsters play tonight? Yes. Tonight the Monsters play at the Rockford Ice Hogs. So hopefully the Monsters can get the win there. Let's see. I want to check the AHL standings and see if I'll get into the video in a minute. Standings. Let's see here. Monsters are 4th in the Central Division. I don't know if that gets them a playoff spot or not. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, so go Monsters. Keep it up and keep beating the Blue Jackets good players. Because they did that on Tuesday. Which leads me into the Maple Leafs postgame. Why? Because Scott Hartnell, I believe it was, went crashing into the boards and could not play on Wednesday, I believe it was, against Toronto. I believe it was Wednesday against Toronto. Let me check. Yes, it was Wednesday. Wednesday against Toronto. So, this is what NHL.com has to say about postgame. 5 different Blue Jackets score in the win. This is what NHL.com has to say. 5 Columbus Blue Jackets scored, and backup Joonas Korpisalo made 31 saves in a 5-2 win against the Toronto Maple Leafs at Nationwide Arena on Wednesday. Josh Anderson, Boone Jenner, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Nick Foligno, and Matt Calvert scored for Columbus. 36, 15, and 5. Alexander Wennberg, Zach Werenski, and Seth Jones each had 2 assists. Korpisalo made 15 saves in the first period when the Blue Jackets took 18 shots and a 2-0 lead. We got some really good goaltending in the first period, Tortorella said. Korpisalo gave us a chance. So, that was, to me, that Wednesday's game was a battle of young teams and 2 teams that I think will be dangerous teams. Maybe not this season, although both are in playoff contention right now. And I think both could be tough outs. I'm not sure they're ready to be full-blown contenders yet. But I do think in a couple seasons, these 2 teams, the Maple Leafs and the Blue Jackets, both can be. I'm not saying it's going to happen next season, and I'm not saying it's going to happen the season after next. It might take 2 or 3 years. It might take 3 or 4. But I do think eventually both these teams can become serious contenders. Again, even though Auston Matthews didn't score, come on. I mean, I have to admit, it was amazing watching him play. Like I said, he might not have scored, but just the fact of how skilled he is with that puck, are you kidding? He is one of the best puck handlers I have ever seen. Anyway, him and Marner are 2 of the best puck handlers I've ever seen. Again, neither one of them scored. But I think that's okay for Mitch Marner because I consider, like I've said in the preview video, I consider Mitch Marner much more of a assist guy than I do a what's the word I'm looking for? A goal scorer. But he's still a playmaker. So the Blue Jackets did a fantastic job containing both of them, containing both Matthews, who's also a fantastic player, and they also did a fantastic job controlling what's his face? Matthews and Marner, as I said. So it was a fantastic win. Great job by the Blue Jackets to really make some strides. And I can't wait to play the Maple Leafs again in Columbus the second time. Let me look. Maple Leafs versus Blue Jackets. Let's see. After this, they play each other again March 22nd in Columbus and then April 9th in Toronto. So those are both going to be fantastic games. Was yesterday a bit of a fluke in favor of Columbus? Maybe so, because Toronto was coming off a back-to-back on the second night of a back-to-back. However, I'm not making an excuse for them. The Blue Jackets just outplayed them, flat out. That's what the Blue Jackets got back to what they were, got back to looking like the team they looked like, not necessarily during their 16-game winning streak, but they got back to looking like the team that was doing great overall before the All-Star break. Like I've said it a couple times, they've struggled recently after the All-Star break, and I'm not sure why, but last game on Wednesday against Toronto, they found their identity again. Can they carry that over into tonight's game against the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins? I hope so. I really hope so. The season series is tied with them 1-1. Although it could be, I wish it could be 2-0, but because that was a fantastic comeback the last time we played them in Pittsburgh. And I thought we were going to get it done, but Kessel just put a great shot on net, and it got by Bobrovsky. So, it was a fantastic game last time, and I don't expect it to be any different. I think it's going to be another fantastic game tonight. This is what NHL.com has to say. From the Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins called up defensemen Cameron Gaunce and Steve Oleski from Wilkes-Barre Scranton of the American Hockey League, and one or both could play Friday. Defenseman Olli Maatta is expected to miss 6 weeks after having surgery to repair a hand surgery sustained in a 4-3 overtime win against the Winnipeg Jets on Thursday. So that's a big loss for them. But they still do have Trevor Daley, Chris Letang, Sidney Crosby, Chris Kunitz, many other guys. So they're still going to be fantastic. Blue Jackets forward Scott Noel may miss a second straight game because of a lower body injury. His replacement would be Oliver Bjorkstrand, who scored his first goal of the season in his sixth game against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Wednesday. The Blue Jackets are 2-2 during a seven-game homestand, and are playing their second of three straight against opponents, playing the second of a back-to-back. The Blue Jackets defeated the Maple Leafs 5-2 one day after they won 7-1 at home against the Islanders. You saw them Wednesday. They were tired at times, forward Matt Calvert said of the Maple Leafs. We're going to take the advantage of that the next two games because you don't get that very often, especially when you're sitting at home with your family waiting on them. The Blue Jackets host the Nashville Predators on Sunday after the Predators play at the Minnesota Wild on Sunday. Tortorella said he is wary of the Penguins, even if they're fatigued. I think it's a lot easier to play the second game because your second win kicks in and the game is simplified, he said Thursday. This is even though the Penguins are going to be on the second night of a back-to-back, do not take this team lightly. Do not. The Jackets cannot do that. As you may or may not know, if you don't, you might have been hiding under a rock, but not everyone follows hockey, so it's understandable. But the Penguins defeated the Sharks in 6 games to win the Stanley Cup. So they're the defending Stanley Cup champions. So they're going to have a giant target on their back, and everybody's gunning for it, or trying to shoot a bow and arrow at it, whichever one. But, of course, the main guy you got to watch out for when you're playing this Penguins team is who else? Nick Bonino, right? No, it's Sidney Crosby. Come on. Why would it be anybody else? This season, he already has 31 goals and 33 assists, 10 power play goals, and 4 game-winning shots, and 1 overtime goal. Are you kidding? I'm excited to watch Sidney Crosby play. Again, like I said, I know, getting back to the Maple Leafs for 1 second, Austin Matthews, I think, can get to be as good as Sidney Crosby is, but not this early. Crosby still got him by a long shot, but I think Matthews can get there, but not yet. Not yet. But I don't even know how do you simply can't stop Sidney Crosby. You just have to somehow control him. Again, he's a superstar. Easier said than done. Because I don't think you can double team him, because the Penguins have many other guys who can beat you. You know, Phil Kessel, Letang, Kunitz, Bonino, Trevor Daley can even get some shots on net. Sidney Crosby is just all around a fantastic hockey player. I don't see many flaws with him. Here's another guy you have to worry about for the Penguins. Kunitz. Chris Kunitz, again, I understand he hasn't played as well this season. He has 9 goals, 17 assists. So I consider him to be more of an assist guy than a goal scorer. But similar to Mitch Marner of Toronto, I think Kunitz is a playmaker. You know, Crosby's, and he'll get his opportunities to shoot on net because, you know, Crosby's going to draw all the attention. So give Crosby and Kessel are going to draw all the attention. So Kunitz is just like, thank you. Let me have the wide open shot. Of course, hopefully the goal, Bobrovsky or Korpisalo, blocks the shot, but, you know, that the point is, this is just going to be a very interesting game.
Evgeny Malkin, to me, he's fallen off in the past couple seasons. Granted, he has 24 goals and 34 assists so far this season. But like I said, I think he's fallen off a little bit in the past couple. But Malkin, I'm not sure if he's if you put him in the category of goal scorer or if you put him in the category of playmaker, because he does both. So, goal maker? I'm combining the two words. Because it wouldn't make sense to say goal play. So, playmaker. So, goal maker. We'll go with that. Like I said, I'm combining the two words of playmaker and goal scorer. So, anyway, Malkin is a goal maker. He's really good at setting guys up and getting his teammates the puck in the correct spots, but he's also good at creating his own shot. So, he's one of their better players. Phil Kessel, once he got traded from Toronto to Pittsburgh, the Penguins became a completely different team. I don't know if it was like they were missing. I don't know if it was like Kessel was the missing piece or what. But the Penguins have just been a different team ever since he's gotten there. He has 21 goals, 34 assists, 4 game-winning goals, 1 overtime goal. Unfortunately, that was the overtime game winner against the Blue Jackets. But Kessel was pretty good in Toronto. But once he got to the Penguins, he turned it up to another level. He got to Pittsburgh in 2015, and he had 26 goals, 33 assists, and so far this season, he has 21 goals, 34 assists. But don't let the numbers fool you. He is one of the best players the Penguins have. Not as good as Sidney Crosby, but he is still somebody you have to somehow figure out how to control. So Kunitz, Crosby, Malkin, Kessel. How about we throw in a little bit of Patrick Hornqvist? Or Hornqvist. I don't know how you say it. 17 goals, 17 assists. A very balanced player. So, again, I don't think you can really shut any player on this Penguins team down. But if you can control them, you're in good shape. And that's even true with Hornqvist. Because he had an assist in his last game against Winnipeg, 2 goals against Colorado. So, this is just an overall very difficult team to control in the Penguins. Because they have so many guys that can beat you. So, I'm not even going to list all the Blue Jackets. They all have to step up tonight. They have to show the Penguins that even if this is just a regular season game, if these two teams meet up in the playoffs, the Blue Jackets have to show the Penguins that they are no pushover. They have to show the Penguins that they are a legitimate threat. They have to. And now, to finish it off,
let's do the goal horns of the two teams, starting with the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins. Let me start that over. Now, the Blue Jackets goal horn. So hopefully the Jackets can get it done. Let's beat the Penguins. Show them that the Jackets are a legitimate threat. And hashtag we are the fifth line. Hashtag beat Pittsburgh. This is Wayne Goldunger signing off. Go Jackets.